came out of my room because I had heard gunshots, and about 3/4 of the way down the hall, I encounter Mr. Miller, the ringleader of the bunch, and he orders me downstairs at gunpoint to open the safe to get money out. I open the safe, and he didn't realize it was also a gun safe. So, and I explained to him, I said, I have to move the guns if he didn't want me to touch the guns, and I had to move the guns in order to get access to the money. And I start throwing out antique coins right and left, and he's like, where's the money? I said, this is the money. And after he found out really there was nothing there, he ordered his buddies out of here. Well, in the process between the time Mr. Downs, I left Mr. Downs' presence upstairs, and the time I came back up, our dog Peaches ended up distracting the one guy long enough that Doug was able to pull his sidearm out from a location nearby him.
First he came over to me, I had grabbed him, his gun, and we were fighting with the gun for a while, and his gun had sliced my bad thumb. He told me to let go of his pistol, and he said, or I'll shoot you right here in the chair. So I let go of it, and I told him not to shoot me. And he backed up a little bit, and then when Peaches thought of me fighting with him, it must be something wrong here, so then she got down at his feet, barking around him, you know, and carrying on around his legs and stuff, and then he looked down at Peaches, and that's when I thought, this is a good opportunity. I have to go get my pistol where I had it. It was right beside my chair here. And I started shooting 3 rounds in his chest with my .380, and he didn't drop, and he just staggered back 1 step back, so I thought, well, he must be wearing bulletproof vest. So then I thought, well, I'll have to try to aim for his head and see if I can shoot him in the head, so that's where I aimed to shoot, and I shot him in the head. And then he came over here at the stepway, then that's when he started staggering. He dropped his .25 caliber pistol, and then he fell head face down first, and his body slid down all the steps down, and then he started bleeding out the head all over the carpet. It looked like a war zone here, and it was pretty ugly, you know. And then when the other guy came up, I started shooting at him too, and then he started shooting rampant, and he tried to shoot me in the head, and I had moved away quick, and then one of the bullets went through my plaster wall and went outside the house and hit the neighbor lady's house next door. And I started shooting more rounds into him, and then he would not drop neither. And then he finally grabbed a hold of his buddy and started dragging him out the front door. That's when I thought, well, my gun was empty. I had to go back to my bedroom, and that's when I went and got my 3rd pistol. So, like I said, when they were leaving past Andrew's Jeep, that's when I shot that last 6 rounds. And I had to do what I had to do to keep us alive.
Shooting somebody is difficult enough, but a lot of people's compliment on the way he handled this, everything has been handled.
We had over 100 phone calls today. Thank God, you know, you're all right. You had to do what you had to do. You know, everybody else was, thank God, you know, we were still here, you know. And like the cop said, if the guy dies, he dies. If he lives, he lives, you know. And I told him, I'm very sorry I had to do what I had to do, but I had to take matters in my own hands to stay alive. And like I said, I was held up gunpoint before, so I'm tired of being held up gunpoint. A person just has to stand in grounds and has to protect himself in his own home.